Hey, today, oh my God, February 23rd, middle of the week, we got this young man, and I just love this young man to death, man. I've been watching his career since he got involved with ACN. He came over from another country. Planes were flying over. Just one day I'm gonna get to America. And that day came. Does anybody know what day that was? I'll tell you. July 9th of 2002. He landed in the East Coast and he said, oh my God, like coming to America with Eddie Murphy. He landed, he saw the opportunity of wealth and potential, got a job immediately, not at McDowell's, but at Applebee's. I don't know why I'm having so much fun with this today. With Applebee's, and he was flipping burgers, and he noticed, like, wait a minute, you mean I can make more money in a conversation I can by flipping burgers, by going out here and building a team of people around me like they do at McDonald's or like they do over at Applebee's? And every time they do something, I get paid. The bug bit him, got started, took off like a rocket ship. And I'm saying again, like a rocket ship, and built a big organization. And the organization got sidetracked. And he said, I don't care what y'all gonna do. I'm gonna go, if I gotta go build it again. That's the sign of a true champion to me. And he went out and rebuilt it. And boy, how did he build it in a fabulous way. Without further ado, I don't know if he's in back in Maryland today, in Baltimore area. I don't know if he's in Florida area. I don't know if he's in Dallas, Houston area today. I have no idea where he's at today, what part of the country he's calling in from. Without further ado, the one and only Regional Vice President Platinum, the great Mr. Shakeel Cooper.
Again, Mr. Thomas, for inviting me back onto this call and just all of those kind words. And it's always great to get on this call and meet everyone. It's like you guys are like my second family. But I'm excited to end today's the last day of the call for the week, right? So today I just want to have a conversation with everyone on the call about just some things that, you know, is very important to not just your career in being an entrepreneur, but just in life in general. And these are just some things that you guys can take heed to. So what I'm going to do right now is just share the screen. So let's talk about the power of being consistent. Consistent. A lot of times when people start anything in life, they never really get a chance to finish it. One of the key to any success, not just in business, but in personal life, I don't care if you play sports or anything like that. No matter what you do, the only way to get to where you're trying to get to is by being consistent. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write down the power of being consistent. And then I want you to write down consistency is the only direction to success. It's the only direction. See, it's not a two-way street. You can't be inconsistent and consistent and expect to get to your destination, right? So what you want to do is have the mindset that, listen, the only way I'm going to be successful at anything that I do is by being consistent. So from there, if you're going to work on your business, then you need to work on a consistent basis. And I'll tell you a quick story. When I got started in the business, I think for 6 years until I had my son, I worked every single day. When I tell you every day, like literally, I used to do the math. I'm like, man, like every single day, I'm doing the business. If you see me on social media, I had meetings. I was driving, doing at least minimum 2 meetings a day in person. Literally, just every single day. I used to live off of this thing called no days off. No days off. And the only reason why I had that mindset, because I'm like, man, I'm young. I got all the time in the world. I don't have no kids. Let me work now because I have all the energy in the world, all the time in the world, and I have money coming in. Let me continue to reinvest that money into my business right now. Just continue being consistent, doing the same thing that I did when I started. I just kept doing it over and over and over again. I never missed the events. I just kept doing it consistently over and over and over again to the point where, though, when you saw the success, you wasn't surprised. See, most of the time, when people are surprised about your success, is because they didn't know how it happened. But when you show people that consistency over and over and over and over again, and you become successful, everyone will tell you, man, listen, I already knew it was going to happen. Why? Because they saw the consistency. And any successful person knows that no matter what you're doing, if you just become consistent and persistent over time, you will become successful, right? So decide how much time you are prepared to give, again, per week. Every week. I tell you, this is a weekly business. Every week, right? you want to maintain that level of activity. So if you have meetings, let's say 6 days out of the week, do it every week for 6 days out of the week. Don't say 1 week I'm going to do 2 meetings, then the next week I'm going to do 4 meetings. No, stay consistent and maintain that level of activity on an ongoing basis. See, that's one of the reasons why today my team is still having success. Why? Because they know that you have to do it on a consistent basis. If you follow any of my RVPs, literally they're doing webinars from sun up to sun down every single day. It's non-stop. We have to promote another RD in a few days. Why? Because guess what? They've been following the system. So it's not just me out there doing everything. No, I was the system. I just worked on a consistent basis, and my team said, man, you know what? If he had so much success and all he did was just work and never gave up, if I do the same thing, I can get to where I'm at. And now guess what? We're all going to be on a trip in Mexico. So just imagine you and your leaders, you start off, bro, building a business. And then years down the line, you guys are successful, you guys are winning, and now you guys can, go on retreats. You guys can hang out with the multimillionaires. But we remember when we was broke eating noodles, trying to build a business. But because we was consistent and persistent, now we're able to all live our dreams. And that's what it's about, right? So if it's 1 day a week, maintain that 1 day a week. Obviously, more time, the better. So the more time you put in, the better and the faster you're going to get to what you do. But you have to do it consistently. I tell people all the time, I wanted to be a dad, but I wanted to be the dad where I didn't have to clock into a 9 to 5. I didn't want to have to drop my kid off to a school that I didn't really like. No, I wanted to just create a lifestyle. I wanted to relive my life through my son. And when most people hear that, they think, most of the times when they say that, it's because they wasn't really successful. So they tried to live vicariously through their children. But with me, it's totally different. Being able to take my son to school, being able to, meet his teachers and things like that, being able to put my son in private school. It's like when I walk in the building, I'm the only one that look like me. And it's crazy as that sounds, but guess what? I grew up in the hood. My friends, I don't want my son to have the friends I had growing up. So when I look at the lifestyle that my son has today, I'm like, man, I'm wealthy. Because you're only wealthy if your kids' upbringing is better than yours. People think wealth is just a number, it's just a money. No, it's not. It's that when your children can live a better lifestyle than you live. And to me, that's what it's all about. That's the drive. That's the why. That's what keeps me going consistently. And businesses are built on momentum. And you cannot create momentum by being inconsistent. It just doesn't work like that. You have to be consistent. Listen, whatever you want to achieve out of this business, you can do it. If you want $1 million, listen, you can work hard and over the years, you will get $1 million. If you want to be free, you'll be free, but it's not going to happen by being inconsistent. You have to be consistent, and you cannot care about people criticizing you because listen, if people are criticizing you, that means that you're on track. See, a lot of times people run from criticism. People hide from criticism. People let criticism cripple them. But do you know that when people criticize me, that means that, listen, I never wanted to hustle on a crowded block. And you might be thinking, what is that? Meaning that I never wanted to do what everybody else is doing. Never wanted to do what everybody else is doing. So if everybody else is doing this, I'm going to do something totally different. And when everyone criticized me, I remember when I first started the business, they said, why are you working with these young kids? They can't pay bills. Why are you working with these young kids? And people used to be on me about working with these young kids. And then as the years go by, now everyone wants millennials. Then COVID came around. Guess who's the ones that's really winning now? The millennials, the young people, the ones that's able to adapt, the ones that are able to change what turns out. They say, oh, Zoom webinars all day. That's why my team is still winning because guess what? We're able to adapt to all of the changes in technology. We knew that the business was going to go from a home-based business to now a global business. So again, when people criticize you for doing something different, means that you're on the right track, right? And it was once reported that Walt Disney, right, often gathered his team around and outlined new ideas he had. If the majority thought it was not a good idea or even thought it was crazy, he will go ahead with it. Meaning that, listen, if you got an idea and it's a crazy idea and people are against it, go with it. When I started network marketing, people tell me, why are you doing that? Why you drop out of school? Why would you, boy, nobody has success in this company. What are you doing? Guess what? I went ahead and did it. And guess what? Today, almost 9 years later, because October this year will make it 9 years since I punched the clock. And I'm not even 30 yet. So just imagine when I turn 30 years old, and I can say, man, listen, I haven't worked a job in a decade. And I will never for the rest of my life. Why? Because I have the mindset. I understood that, listen, I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If everyone disagrees with you and criticize what you're doing, you must be on the right track because you are doing something that others are not prepared to do. Most people are comfortable. Most people are comfortable where they're at. They're comfortable getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. They're comfortable driving the car that they have for the next 10, 15 years. They're comfortable living in the same house for the 30 years. They're comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. But ask yourself this question. Did you really live your whole entire life just to live comfortable? If somebody else can live a life of abundance, why can't I? Why do I have to struggle? Why do I have to sit in a cubicle that I don't like just to pay bills? Why? So again, you got to do what other people are scared to do in order to have what other people want, but they don't have. So in other words, again, if you're doing something that everybody else is doing, guess where you'll end up? Where everybody else is heading. And if you do the opposite, you'll end up where most can only hope to be. Listen, I want you to write that down. If you're doing something that everybody else is doing, you'll end up where everybody else is heading. So yeah, ask yourself this question, right? When you look at the masses, right? What is the masses doing? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, listen, am I doing what everybody else is doing? Because if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you already know where you're going to end up. But if you want a different direction, you got to do something different. You got to do something different. I'm sorry, it just works like that. You can't do what everybody else is doing and think that you're going to get a different result. The majority of the people, they live an average life. What is often referred to as what? Being uncomfortably comfortable. So yeah, they comfortable, but they really uncomfortably comfortable. Meaning that they don't really like where they're at, but it's okay. It's just good enough for your friends. Because what I realize is this: if you're a person that like being around a lot of people, that you thrive off of compliments and just what people think about you, you're going to be that person that's uncomfortably comfortable. Because most of the times when you're part of a group, when you're the ones that's doing the best out of the group, people tend to make you feel bad for growing and leveling up. So a lot of times, what do most people do? They dumb themselves down so that they don't make their friends and family members feel uncomfortable. So instead of really chasing after their dreams, they'll do what everybody else is doing and consider success. But I look at this like this: what other people's definition of success is not my definition of success. See, everybody has their own definition of success. But when you look at the world, and if the world tell you going to school, working for 40 years, and retiring at 65, that's success, then that's not success for me. That might be success for the majority, but I'm not part of the majority. So again, you got to do something different, right? They would like to make some changes, but they're not prepared to go outside their comfort zone, right? Your decision to become involved in network marketing, what it does is that it puts you into a small percentage of people who are prepared to step outside their comfort zone and took a risk. I took a risk. Listen, I dropped out of school 3 weeks after starting this business. I quit my job a couple weeks. I really quit as soon as I started, but I had to go to work and give them the 2 weeks notice because the security guard told me, put a 2 weeks notice in. But I remember when I first started the business, I told everyone in there, listen, I'm not going to be here soon. I went to college. I remember to this day, I told my teacher, you're not going to see me soon. I walked out of class and never looked back. My counselor that I was cool with, she had to withdraw me from school. I just walked out of class and never looked back 9 years later. I never went to school and withdraw out of school. My counselor had to do it for me. That's how much I believed in my dreams. I gave Applebee's that 2 weeks and never came back the next day. Why? Because I believed in me. So again, in essence, what you're doing, listen, most people are not prepared to do, but you should be congratulated for it. For going against the grain, people should be congratulated, but instead, guess what they do? They make us feel bad for chasing after our dreams. People make us feel guilty for going after the things that we have in our life, right? But I tell people this all the time. Listen, no one can see your dreams like you. No one knows how much you want this dream. Nobody knows. So at the end of the day, why even care to share your dreams with people that's not excited about your dreams the way that you're excited about your dreams? See, I stopped sharing my dreams with people because I knew that my dreams made people uncomfortable. Because they're looking at me like, boy, what are you talking about? You gonna do this, you gonna do that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, everything I told people I was gonna do, I already done it. And if I haven't done it yet, I'm gonna do it soon. Why? Because it's already, listen, you can't stop a made up mind, and you can't stop a person that won't give up. You understand that most successful people failed their way to success. They made a lot of money, lost it, made a lot of money, lost it. Guess what? It's only a matter of time before you figure out how to never lose it again. And that's just what the point I'm at in life. I feel as though I'm a money printing bank because I got the information where as though I'll never go broke again. And I can tell you that with a smile and a confidence. Why? Because I got the information to print it. You can't take away the knowledge and the information and things that you gained over your career. See, a lot of people look at losses as a loss, but I look at losses as a lesson. Every L is a lesson. You learn from something. Listen, I'd rather fail fast than go throughout my whole entire life hiding from failure, running from it. How else are you going to learn? You learn more from failure than you do from success. So guess what? You got to be comfortable failing in front of other people. You got to be comfortable looking stupid in front of other people, telling people, man, I'm going to do this. And guess what? It don't work out fast enough. And they laughing at you. I told you it wasn't going to work. But what if you go for another month or another 2 years? Because every single person I remember that I started this business with to this day, they all still are not living the life that they truly want. And I tell people this all the time. Success is not based on money, how much money you make, because I know people that make millions of dollars and they're not happy. They can't do what they want to do. But when you put yourself in a position where you can do what you want to do, you can spend the time with your family that you want to. You're your own boss. And I teach my people is to do the same thing. Listen, you're your own boss. I'm going to give you the blueprint, but I'm not your boss. Because if I teach you how to get to where I'm at and how to build a successful business and to do it while you're young so that you can have your rest of your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and the rest of your life. See, when I talk to a lot of people, they say, man, if I can exchange one thing with you, it would be your age. Because most people, as they get older, they tend to regret all of the time that they wasted when they was younger, building something where as though when they got older, they can sit back and enjoy their life. And that's what, I don't want to wait till I'm 60 years old to live a retired life. I want to do it in my 30s. I want to retire in my 30s, build multiple businesses up where guess what? I make money just talking. But first, you got to believe that you're that type of valuable person where people will pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars just to hear you speak. The calls that I'm doing now for you guys for free, soon it's going to cost 6 figures to do these calls because that's just how much I know I'm worth. You got to have that same confidence in yourself that one day people are going to pay you millions of dollars to get on their show. People are going to pay you, for your work and for your value, because one thing that Jim Rohn told me, he said that you're going to get paid for the value that you bring to the marketplace. Why would somebody that work at McDonald's get paid 6 figures? You're just flipping burgers. So you got to understand that people that make changes, people that go against the grain, these are the people that people tend to follow after. People like, man, how did, I know people that got started in network marketing with me, they had the money, they had the family, they had every single thing, but what they didn't have was the drive. That's it. Listen, nobody in my family does the business with me. Zero. Nobody. I don't have no help. I'm independent, real independent. No daddy with money, no mommy with money, no grandparents, no inheritance, nothing. I built this from the bottom. So again, the pride that I have, when you build something with your bare hands, when you put in the work, when you sacrifice, when you put up your own money and you put in the time to get to where I'm at, can't nobody stop me. I put too much already in. I told myself, I'm going to be a millionaire. I have to be a millionaire. My goal is before 30. I have to be. Why? Because guess what? I already had it made up in my mind. And when people thought that I was knocking down a house, they didn't know, listen, when I was changing things around, I'm about to build a mansion. That's my mindset. Everybody ran when I knocked the house down. When I say, you know what, we ain't doing this no more. You're not just sitting around and just leeching off of my success. You got to go out there and build your own name, build your own brand. And I made people uncomfortable where they had no choice but to either step up or get out of the way. And guess what? The people that I taught everything, some of them stepped up and then some of them got out of the way. The people that I started with, some of them, they skateboarded now. They went from wearing suits to just riding skateboarding and living a beach life. But I'm like, man, you just had all these big goals. But because you couldn't handle the storm, you just went back and just did what everybody else is doing, which is what? Nothing. I'm still doing the same thing I said I was going to do 9 years ago. The same hunger, the same drive. And I'm not cocky. I'm just confident. And that confidence will make people uncomfortable. People will tell you, be humble, be humble. But you weren't telling me be humble when I was broke, struggling. So why tell me be humble now when I have that belief system inside of me that I can do anything? Network marketing, it don't matter what it is. If I put my time and my energy into it, I will be successful in it. So again, when I tell people, network marketing is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Yo, we just talk to people. Some gonna say yes, some gonna say no, and some gonna be your customer, and some not gonna be your customer. Everything else is irrelevant. I said, but what are we talking about? Either they want to do it or they don't want to do it. Everything else in between is pointless. This is a business. How many times you go into a store and you see some people purchase stuff, some people walk around, shop, look around, and then some people leave out? Do the person that owns that business get in their feelings? No, it's business. So why would your business be any different? What other people think about you is none of your business. So what people think about me is none of my business. I don't care what people think about me. Listen, I don't care what nobody, not even my mother. Nobody. It's not a single person in the world that I care what they think about me. Because I know that, guess what? Nobody's going to take care of me, but who? Me. So again, one of the biggest factors that's holding people back from going on to build a successful network marketing business is a constant concern about what other people think about them being involved. Why do you care about what people think about what you're doing? If someone don't care about you, if someone is talking bad about you doing network marketing and you got involved in this thing, why do you care? Honestly, why do you care? What do caring about what other people think about you get you? Because I promise you, if people stop thinking about what other people think about them, everyone will be successful. But the reason why most people are not successful is because you care too much about what your friends think about you, what your family think about you. Because you've heard all of these things about network marketing. You got to be doing this because you need some money. No, why not? You just wanted a different lifestyle. Maybe you just wanted to stop just grinding all the time. Maybe you wanted some residual income. Maybe you just wanted something extra on the side so that you can pay for your kids' college or whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, you can't care what other people think about you. And the fear of what other people think is one of the most common constraints that people put on themselves. And it's not unique to network marketing. It's to everything in life. So again, when people care too much about what people think, that's what stops them from getting to where they need to go. Understand this. What other people think about you, again, is none of your business. And what is important is that what you think about you. What other people think about you should not control your destiny. And if it did, half of the successful people in the world would not be who they are today. Everyone that we look up to, they literally had to go through that point in life where they had to stop caring about what other people think. Because no matter what you do, listen, people are going to talk about you when you're doing good, and people are going to talk about you when you're doing bad. So again, why care? It's pointless. Worrying about what other people think about you is a sure way of failing to achieve your dreams and goals. And not just in network marketing, but in life. Stop worrying about what other people think about you. Having your own business provides you the opportunity to be in control of your life, on your own destiny. Many people will never be given an opportunity. And don't let your chance slip by. And it's been said that the average person only gets 3 genuine opportunities during the course of their life. What number are you up to? Is this your first opportunity, second, your third, or maybe your last? But I always heard that you get about 3 opportunities in life, and it's up to you on how serious you're going to take that opportunity, right? Your journey along the way in building your network marketing business will be a combination of highs, lows, victory, and failure. Listen, it's a roller coaster. You got to keep the bar down. See, you hear that and you just be like, oh, no. Listen, it's been times where my hairline was in the middle of my head from stressed out. I had gray hair. I couldn't even grow my hair. Literally. Like I was losing hair. I was, and then now I've been growing my hair for not even 2 years and it's crazy long. Why? Because it's highs and it's lows. It's ups and it's downs. But if you keep the bar down, you know, I mean, I was stressed out. I was almost 200 pounds. Now I'm 150 pounds. When I was at my brokest, I said, you know what, man, I can't afford to eat out. I can't afford to eat meat and all of that stuff. So me going broke is what made me become healthy. I'm vegan. I haven't ate meat in almost 5 years. I don't eat seafood, none of that. I'm literally the healthiest person that I know. I feel like I'm 12 again. So sometimes when you think that you're going through a tough time and you're in a messed up situation, it's really the opportunity to grow. So I see the positive in anything. Damn. You know, I say, you know what? I can't be balling out and buying this. You know what? I'm becoming a minimalist. Learn how to live on less. So when the millions of dollars come, you ain't trying to go out there and spend $1,000 on an outfit. Why? Because you develop these habits that most wealthy people have. I watched an interview with Warren Buffett, and he said he only got 6 suits. He said he eat McDonald's every day. And out of the 3 things he know he's going to spend less than $4 on a meal. But he's a billionaire. He can buy anything he wants. But guess what? It's those habits. Once you develop those habits, it's already in you. And those are habits for success. You don't want to be the person that never had anything. You got something and you blow it all and you never get a chance to even do anything else for the rest of your life with it. Most people, they only have, you know, success maybe once in their lifetime and come around. One time you get that big break, but it's up to you what you do with it, right? So most of it all will be a series of discoveries about yourself. Throughout your journey, you're going to discover yourself. And you're also going to discover other people. Embrace the opportunity to grow personally as well as financially. Understand that you are going to earn while you learn. Treat it just like college. When you went to college your first year, did you think you was going to graduate tomorrow? No. You knew that you had to invest in $60,000, $50,000, and you actually had to go to class and learn. But when people get involved in network marketing, they get involved today, next month they want to get rich. Next month they want to be free. I'm like, what else have you done your whole entire life that you started and became free? So don't look at it as any different. This is not a magic pill or no, it's not that. It's a business where you can learn and you can grow. But as you're learning and you're growing personally, but also you're growing financially because at the end of the day, this is not a non-profit business. This is a for-profit business. So learn as you grow and just never give up. Just continue going, continue grinding, and time for action. So all of this is good. Everything I talked about at the end of the day, if you don't do anything, you're not going to get anything. You got to put the work in. See, people see the finished results, but they never seen the sacrifices. They didn't see the ups and the downs. They didn't see the broke days, the days where you're like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. But you just kept going, and guess what? Big break happened. The power of never giving up will change your life forever. So again, I hope that you guys took everything that you've been learning and go out there and have time for action. And, you know, I'm just being real with y'all. You know, for the people on the call, I'm just being myself. I'm just keeping it real because I wish that I had people that spoke to me the way I'm speaking to y'all. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of sugarcoating? I'm going to tell you what really works because I know what don't work. I know what don't work. But the best part about it is I know what do work. And if it's been working for me and I'm not the smartest person, some of y'all way smarter than me, College degrees. I dropped out of college. How this person at Baltimore City from the hood, no business background, nothing, became one of the most successful young people in network marketing consistently for almost 9 years straight, consistently, is still winning. I've never heard about it before. And it's because why? What I got to lose? I came from nothing. I came from an island to live the American dream. You hear stories all the time about people that come from different countries that come here and become successful. And it's people that's been living here their whole entire life that can't do anything. Why? Because it's perspective. I know that here, man, you can't go to China and get rich. You can't go to Russia. You can't go to any of these countries and become successful easy. But America, What's the easiest place to become successful? So you can be looking at America for the bad. I'm gonna look at it for the good. It's all about perspective. This is a land of opportunity, and anybody with an idea, drive, and willing to invest in themselves can be successful. But at the end of the day, you can either make excuses or you can either make money. But you can make both at the same time. And it's people in this country that make a lot of money, and there's people that make an excuse for every single thing for why they're not where they need to be. This person, this person. And I'm gonna end with this. Stop caring about what's going on in the White House and start caring about what's going on in your house. Because at the end of the day, why do you care so much about things that you can't control? See, when I stop becoming mad and angry and stop letting things that I can't control get to me, my life been at peace. So many people focus so much time, energy on things that they can't control. And guess what it does? It pulls you away from the things that you really need to be putting your focus and your energy on. So again, time for action. Stop focusing on what's going on in everybody else's house and start focusing on what's going on in your house. So again, Mr. Thomas, I thank you guys for having me on the call. And hopefully this was an amazing call and you guys learned something today. And I look forward to being back.